screen.
I really hate myself for the fact that when I originally was setting up the goddamn stream just a few minutes before I went live, I definitely checked the desktop audio to make sure that it would be able to be heard. But I had it on headphones for my mic. I had it set to that, to go to that. And I clearly remember switching that to speaker. Well, I was mistaken. So, but whatever. Let me check this here audio for the stream. Gotta do this preliminary stuff. Make sure we all good. How is the audio? Am I in the game leveled? Let's see. It actually sounds perfectly fine. I find that certain games I would have to turn it down even more or turn it up even more. But usually 25 decibels seems to be fine. At least most of the games I play on the PS4. But when I play like Sonic Adventure 2, a game like that, where the audio level is basically at max by default, basically, I had to lower that to 35.5 decibels. I'm gonna tell you, yeah, everything sounds fine. So I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Let me check YouTube, because Twitch is A-okay as usual, but I updated my thumbnail. Looks like, yeah, it looks like it saved it, because at first I didn't think it did. Yeah, the thumbnail's there, like I need it to be. So we are good to go. Everything is fine. I got to invest into a good camera, because this webcam, nah, this ain't it. I need to be as HD and as smooth as my damn game capture. Alright, let's go get started. Don't want my 2 viewers at the moment to get bored. New game. I played this game so fucking much. This is one of my favorite games of all time. In the top 3. Sonic Adventure 2 is #1. Sonic CD is at number 2, and then this game at number 3. After that would be like Jak and Daxter Precursor Legacy, and Jak 2 like tied with that. But I'm gonna mute myself.
Uka Uka is free? No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come.
None have dared fail the great Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice!
Great Uka Uka! It was that infernal Bandicoot!
From deep inside my deadly prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed. But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time, the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right.
After many eons, my evil twin brother, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
One thing I like to point out is that, well, this is a good remake. As far as like the story is concerned, or rather the cutscenes specifically, one problem with the Insane Trilogy, 2 and 3's remasters in particular, they over animate. Like, I know they have, it's like they know that there was a lot of room to improve where the cutscenes were concerned, because back in the day, even though Naughty Dog had some great animators on board, they couldn't really shine until like the Jak and Daxter games, because the PS1, they were limited on how much they could really do because of the amount of space that a PlayStation 1 disc can hold, let alone what the PlayStation 1 is capable of rendering. So even though Naughty Dog found ways around that, because they had a genius programmer in Andy Gavin, even still they were limited in what they could do, or as far as animation was concerned. So with that in mind, they tend to, it's like they're trying to add more, like they do a lot of character acting for certain characters. Engine is the worst example, because he just he wobbles around too much in the Crash 2 cutscenes. But the real killer here is that in Crash 3, most of the cutscenes is really just the voice acting as opposed to the animation. Even though that helps and that is important to the cutscenes, but the voice performances is what carries the cutscenes in this game. And compared to the original, that it's just not up there. The voice, the performances in the original were so spot on. And I don't know what it was with the voice direction because it's something about. We'll see when we get to like. Well, let's just get to the first level in the first cutscene here.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look! I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
And I'm going to, before we start the level, so I really want to bring this point home. I don't, probably gonna get some down frame drops here, but I'm gonna still try. So I really want to make this point, but it would really help if I had. What came to my mind just then was video evidence, because I was about to finish the sentence, but I didn't. So I was about to type in video evidence. But let's get this up. Nah, it's not dropping that much. Let's do this. Crash 3 cutscenes. No, we'll do this. It actually doesn't.
And Cortex.
Nah, we'll compare that one when we get to it. Matter of fact, we'll watch that whole first part. Right off the bat, Clancy Brown's Uka Uka is just on point. And it was natural too, with the laugh. And because another problem with these cutscenes is that there's usually like a lull between the lines, and sometimes that would be okay, but it shows that they were really doing too much in terms of changes. A lot of the changes are arbitrary, or seemingly arbitrary. Well, I would say they're arbitrary, period, because they really didn't need to change up the voice direction that much. But let's move on. And the comparison between this game's Aku Aku voice actor and the guy that voices him has been voicing him since Crash of the Titans, and he does a nice job as Uka Uka. Uka. Oh my god, Aku Aku. But with this game's voice direction, it's just like because they're recreating scenes, so now they have a precedent to live up to. They have a standard to live up to, and it's like, God dang it, they dropped the ball. Because you heard this game's rendition of that. It's Uka Uka is free? No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come. One, we already set a standard that's not how he's supposed to, like, that's not how Aku Aku is supposed to sound. Even when he's worried, it's still like, I don't know how to say it. Because here he sounded more fearful, where in the original, is concern, but it's not like you don't really sense fear in him, just concern, because it's still low and chilled. So let's hear it again. It's not as panicked as in this version. Evil, great evil has come. And also, the older games sell the comedic parts a lot more because their sense of timing and also I say character acting or character expression was conveyed a lot better here because they do too much, because like a lot of the changes, like I said, are arbitrary because they can do more. They overdo it in some instances. But let's hear Clancy Brown's Hookah Hookah and Cortex. God, bro, I'm an idiot. Why do I do this? I don't be having my audio set up right. I be having my audio fucked up, bro. I'm a fool. Forget it. I'll do this later. I was, I was really sitting here analyzing these damn cutscenes, and I had the desktop audio muted again, like I did when I started, and the music wasn't heard. I'm so stupid. Forget it. I'll get to it later. I'll come back to this later. God dang it. Let's just play the damn game. I've ruined it for myself. Yeah. I'm going to edit that. I'm going to have to edit that later for the YouTube, for the archive on YouTube. God dang it. I don't feel like doing that, but I'm gonna have to. So I don't, ooh, I hate myself. One thing that this remake gets right completely is gameplay. Well, not completely, because the vehicle levels are nowhere near as good as they should be in terms of the handling for the vehicles. But the basic platforming is perfectly fine. Although I wish I could manipulate Z-axis like in the original versions, because that saved a lot of time in Crash 2. Particularly for that one bonus area. And what was it? Piston It Away? I believe that was the bonus room where you could do that. But when you had to do it, let alone had to do it to survive and get to the death route. One thing I wish Crash 4 did was remix this theme song, because when I played the demo, the theme there, it's alright, you know, but it ain't no Crash Warp theme song, and that's the problem. This shit good. Actually, I feel naked early on in the game because I'm too used to doing the death tornado spin along with the slide. First level complete. The Toad Village has been conquered. One thing I always preferred from the original games is the Naughty Dog style of animation. It's a lot more snappy, as opposed to here where it's just, I don't even know how to describe it. Besides, in the original games, they made Crash more goofy, as he's supposed to be. Whereas here, it's just not conveyed that well. But thankfully, Crash 4 does it correct. And Crash 4, I'm not gonna lie to you, the demo only had 3 levels available, but for what they had, that shit was difficult. And I don't even know if those are the first few levels in the game or not. But considering how they were pretty challenging, at least for me as a first-time player of that particular game, it was... I don't have a death tornado spin, so I cannot be reckless with that. What's that saying? Oh yeah, the different, like, I don't know if those are the first 3 levels or not, or even in the first 10 levels, but they're pretty difficult. Not to the point where I would like rage quit or anything, but they did give me a challenge, especially when trying to get all the boxes. And it actually has an added challenge of trying to get gems, because there are hidden gems, just like Crash to Insanity, and then there's gems that you get from getting a bunch of Wumpa Fruit. And clearly there's a gem that you get for getting all the boxes in the level, which I couldn't do for the first snow level. You know, I could have sworn I found all the hidden boxes, but maybe you're supposed to make up for it in the Cortex half of it, but you can't really do that, so I don't know. That's gonna be quite the challenge to try 100% Crash 4, considering what I played in the demo. Because I'm gonna really have to be on the hunt for boxes. I think it has to do with the fact that it's more of an open layout for the level design in Crash 4. In a way, it's like they kind of realize that there are people who have questioned whether or not Crash should try and do more open level design instead of sticking to corridors, because the reason why Crash's levels are corridor based is because of the limitations at the time as far as the PlayStation 1's capabilities. Even though Naughty Dog had the technical expertise to overcome some of that, they still couldn't completely override the basic quirks of the PlayStation that wouldn't allow them to do as much. So they had to make corridor levels in order to make up for any technical flaws that they would have in terms of frame rate. Because they would load too many objects on the screen if they didn't design the levels the way they did. But now they don't have to worry about that. Toys for Bob. They can open up the levels more. And they actually do a good job of doing that without traveling on the core design of Crash. As far as levels are concerned. Of course, it's not as open as, say, wait, that tiny cut. No, that didn't play until level. The tiny cutscene in this version doesn't play until level 5 or 4. Well, in the original, it doesn't play until level 4, but in this version, if I remember correctly, it doesn't play until level 5, which is a weird change, completely arbitrary. Like a lot of changes to the performances in the cutscenes, like I was mentioning before. And this is one of the stupid changes to the control of the vehicle in Pora, as well as the swimming in the previous level, because in the swimming, Crash, for whatever reason, just naturally floats back up even though you're not pushing up. So it kind of fucks with me, mainly because I played the original and the original doesn't do that. So when I'm trying to reset his position and then he just automatically floats upward if I'm not moving the stick. Nah, nope. Your first fuck up is your last fuck up. I'm going to be careful of that because normally I don't die like that. I'm not die like that, but need to die like that because I fucked up. And I purposely pressed fucking square to do that so I wouldn't miss. I forget if speedrunners are able to skip that little bit right there where she just embraces Pora or not. Alright, Boneyard. Don't have to worry about. No, that's another level.
Cortex want tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for tiny, or Crash get crushed!
Okay, now I can point this shit out properly. That's what I was talking about. Now, the performances in this game are trash compared to the original particularly. So let's do this right and showcase it. But we're gonna skip to the tiny cutscene just as a comparison.
Uga and Cortex want tiny get crystals and bring them to big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for tiny, or Crash get crushed!
Not only does that man sound menacing, it's like they overdo it with the animation, and number two, the performance here just doesn't hold up. Uka and Cortex, like it's always like the majority of these fucking performances, they It's like the voice director said, "Speak slow, all of you, and have a lull in between your lines." In the original, they take appropriate pauses when they should, where it was intended, and they also sound natural in the original, whereas here they definitely sound like they're trying too hard to emulate the original, which is fine, but it's clear that they don't have it. They don't have the ability to really do it, so it just falls flat. Wrong button. But Crash 4 is promising on the way the cutscenes are going to be and the voice performances and all that, because they're not trying to recreate something else. It's a completely blank slate. And all the cutscenes that we've seen thus far gives me high hopes, because the way that like the few cutscenes that we've seen have been written is a believable Crash narrative, and the performances are delivered naturally, which is all I ask. Of course, we're going to have to come back later once I get the red gem, but that's going to be quite a while from now. Hope I can get 105% by 8:30, but I really had to be schmoving in order to do that. That song is so goddamn catchy, man. Needs to be the main theme of all of Crash, and most of the games stay true to that. Well, I can't say most of the games past Crash 3 have remixed it, but a good chunk of them have remixed it here or there, and they just give their own rendition. Like, this should be the main Crash Bandicoot thing. Just remix it. That's all. I feel like I'm still playing Avengers because I pressed down on R3 in order to run. Not R3, L3. Tweaking. I don't know why I even bothered doing that, because the Triceratops can smash it and it don't count. Now, if this is Crash 1, the original Crash 1, I would absolutely have to break that shit. Okie dokie. Alrighty. Making waves. This is the main thing, gameplay-wise, that I have a problem with this version of the game. They completely changed the handling of the damn motorbike. Like, the way she strafes around. In the original, you don't strafe at all. You move around as if, like, you're moving the character around in the regular platforming stages. This shit, you slide around because of the strafe. And that becomes a serious problem for the level Hot Cocoa. Because of the way they place nitro crates and stuff like that. It's not like they mess with the level design or anything. Like the placement of boxes and stuff like that. But see, if this is the original, I would just go straight towards it. Because I don't strafe. But this shit, you gotta position yourself absolutely correct. And hope that if you do slide around, you end up hitting the side of the box. Shoot. See? Shit like that. Luckily, I fooled around with this shit enough to where I don't fuck myself over so easily. Now, while it may not be game breaking, it's still fucking annoying when you played the original and you know how it's the original control scheme, the original handling for this damn gimmick was far superior, and that was the way it should have been handled. It should always be handled like that. This shit, trash. It's far greater. The margin of error is far greater when it controls like this. Yeah. Almost done. At the home stretch. Like a fuck. I actually killed him. I've never done that before. I never even did that in the original before. I didn't even know that was possible. Even with Aku Aku on my side, I still try not to allow myself to get hit. I guarantee you, someone slid past that because of these damn controllers. I guarantee that happened. All right. Time to take on Tiny Tiger. Let me make a save. We'll do this one because that's the least amount of percentage. Did I press load? I press. Oh boy. Oh bro. Talk about being a baka boy, man. I've been having so many mistakes. God damn. I really feel like Caleb City in that one video, man. I quite literally am falling into traps of stupidity so easily today. At least with this shit. I actually feel ashamed of myself, bro. Now we gotta go through all that again. Even though it's not gonna take that long. God, snag it. You know what? Shit. I actually feel like a moron, man. I had to press square, not X. Yeah. I think that's a good time if Eddie to take a bathroom break. God dang it. Give me one more second while I decide on something to eat. I'm about to go in my fridge. I guess I can get some Chick-fil-A and just order it. Like I've been doing. Actually hungry as fuck. Whew, man. I really cannot believe I fucking did that. Waste of time. And a waste of energy. Let's go ahead and get this Chick-fil-A before I get too dark. I was gonna order pizza, but nah. I need some more of that there protein, so I'm gonna get these chicken sandwiches. I would get a milkshake like I normally do, but I'm gonna chill out on that. You know, it's not like I drink that shit a lot or anything for that to be a problem. Thankfully, I know how to balance myself out. Hell, I just naturally do it, to be honest. I'm debating on getting 2 sandwiches or not, because I didn't really eat too much that was high in calories today. Let me play something so it's not, I don't like having dead air. Hold on, let me leave that on. Ugh. And
施設内第3ゲート正面からの侵入者を確認。敵は現在ノースエリア本部地下施設に向かって進行中。現時刻より対中の各員に緊急戦闘配置を要請する。現場各員は通常の対応で撃。敵の密エリアに入城している。これは訓練ではない。繰り返す。これは訓練ではない。口ほどにもないわい。
Can never watch nothing, man. Just fun.
それでは見せてもらおうか。わしのじいさんが作ったという軍の最高機密兵器とやらをな。
Can't watch that. Alright. Whatever. Fucking hate having laws, man. Let them worse. No, man, I get 2. Yeah, I get 2. Should I fast? I don't know. So I can't do this shit, but
侵入者警報第1種警戒態勢。
よしよし。
レベル1核壁突破。緊急配備。侵入者を排除せよ。
よしよし。
レベル2核壁突破。レベル2核壁突破。レベル3核壁突破。セクション38を進行中。
よし。
排除せよ。
合格壁突破。排除せよ、排除せよ。
よし。
レベル5隔壁突破。本施設は最終防衛モードに移行。絶対防御隔壁急げ。
よし。これが軍の最高機密兵器。意外に小さいな。ユーザーデータを登録後、パスワードを入力。パスワードはマリアと。最後にカオスエメラルドをセットか。お前はソニック。己このわしを騙しおったか。いや違う、お前はまさか。
僕の名はシャドウ。僕を目覚めさせてくれたお礼にあなたの願い叶えて差し上げましょう。
This man is too clean.
こんな時に
我が力とくとご覧あれ。
こちらスコーピオン。
Shadow's my second favorite character in the series, right behind Sonic, so there's some bias there. But there's a reason why. I mean, objectively, this nigga is clean. He's a great character, especially for the archetype that he fits into, so there's some bias there. But I'm gonna keep it going because I'm doing stuff before I get back to the game, because I had to cool off from that retardation I pulled.
正体ホットショット。機密エリアより危険分子の覚醒を確認。強制排除に移る。
了解。
こちらスコーピオン正体ホットショット。想像以上の戦闘能力です。大至急応援願います。強すぎる。
非力な人間ども。
あのガードロボットをやすやすと。お前が本当に軍の最高機密兵器シャドウなのか。そのお前がわしの願いを叶えるとはどういう意味じゃ。
カオスエメラルドと共に
待てシャドウ。
スペースコロニーアークへ。中央制御室でお待ちしています。
なんじゃと。
And Dr. Eggman is tied for my third favorite character alongside of Knuckles. So, two of my favorite characters in one scene. Can't go wrong with that.
いい加減諦めなさいよ、しつっこい男ね。
人んちのもん盗み出しといて何言ってやがる。いいか、そのマスターエメラルドにはカオスエメラルドの暴走を止めるという重要な役目があって。
泥棒。
そりゃお前のことだ。エメラルドの反応があるので来てみれば。これはマスターエメラルドではないか。お 前はドクターエッグマン。
あれがドクターエッグマン。
まあ何かの足しにはなるじゃろ。これはいただいていくぞ。さらばじゃ。ママよ。
ちょっとあんた、私の宝石になんてことしてくれんのよ。
破片を集めりゃまた元に戻るんだ。あのまま取られるよりマシだろうが。それにあれはお前の宝石じゃねえ。まあいいわい。一度基地に戻って調べ直しじゃ。
一かけらだって渡さないわ。世界中の宝石はみんな私のものよ。
上等だぜこのコウモリ女。奴らもあのピラミッドにわしの基地があろうとは気づくまい。軍のゴミどもを勝たして基地に戻るか。カオスエメラルドとともにスペースコロニーアークでか。何があるのか先に確かめてくれる。
臨時ニュースをお伝えします。つい先ほど連邦政府首都にある政府国営銀行が何者かに襲われ、保管されていた宝石カオスエメラルドが強奪されるという事件が発生いたしました。また目撃者の証言によると、犯人は数々の事件から世界を救った英雄ソニック・ザ・ヘッジホックではないかと推察されています。犯人は軍のガードロボットを次々と破壊し、現在も逃亡を続けています。
これはシャドウではないか。
ガラクタどもが。
おい、関係者は一人もいないか。何や。
All right. Probably gonna be one of my most boring streams yet, and I say that because I fucked up. Yeah, but I adapted, so it is all good. Yeah, my food will be in the next few minutes, so. Alright, let's get this bread. I still can't believe I did that. Ordinarily, I would just use the D-pad when I'm ever on the a 2D plane in these games. But because the Z-axis can be fully manipulated, i.e. there is no invisible wall protecting you, I'm sorry. There is an invisible wall protecting you, unlike in the original version. I can be more careless by using the analog stick, and that's less precise on a 2D plane because you can't always have the proper placement. Square overwrite. If I had looked before I leaped, we wouldn't have to waste more time. It's all good. Doesn't take me that long to complete any of these levels and complete them. What? Oh my god. I saw myself go past him. You know, I definitely touched that thing when I spun. But whatever. I had to knock rock with the protector. Although I prefer to still have two of them. Alright. We are good. Yeah, I was about to say, you don't. I'm just going to say that every time now because of that, because of what happened earlier. Seemed like it came out late there. No, no. Oh my fuck. I done did it myself. Off to the side. God damn. I was thinking too far ahead. There's some latency there. In the original, the moment you press square, you just automatically zooms, but here there's a delay, about a second delay. My phone will be here in just a second, so I'm gonna step away from the mic. Alright, yeah, that shit here. So I shall be back in just another second. Alright. And the frame drops aren't too severe, so I ain't gonna worry about it. I don't want to hear that trash performance again, and I'm not gonna assault your ears. Oh man. Should have held it. I felt as though I should have, but I did not. One thing I love about the Crash games is that it's perfectly playable with a D-pad. Even Crash 3, which was designed with the analog stick in mind. And the games kind of had to be as great to play with or without an analog stick, considering how Crash 1 and 2 came out before the analog stick. When the analog stick was introduced in '97 when Crash 2 it came out, so some people would have it, but it wasn't like a mainstream had to have thing until '98 when Crash 3 came out. So the games had to be designed to be as smooth to play with a D-pad as it is with an analog stick. And it never feels weird to play Crash 3 with a D-pad, because they still kept that in mind when designing the game. I want to rush through these levels because of the time we wasted. Especially before I take another break just to eat. One thing I hate about this time of year is the fact that the sun starts going down sooner. I prefer the summertime for that reason. The sun stays out longer during June up until mid-August. It's my favorite time of year, especially because it's always warm to hot. I prefer that type of weather because I don't have to wear any restrictive clothing like jackets and stuff like that. Even though it's nice to wear jackets and long sleeve clothes, like long sleeve shirts and even jeans, like sometimes I like to look a certain way at a certain time of the year, but most of the time I'm the type to wear short sleeves. Freedom is one of my main how should I say? That's like the main thing that I'm about, and I take that to heart and everything. Like I just naturally, I prefer not to have restrictive or cumbersome clothing. So that's why I hate when it gets super cold, because I'm damn near forced to layer up, especially if I know I'm going to be outside frequently for a long period of time. Like if I had to shovel snow or some shit. Which, think about it, I haven't had to do since like 2010. That was like one of the last times I really had to go out. Like I really had to help with shoveling snow. But that was when we had that blizzard over here in Maryland. It's funny because ever since then, it's been like the Upper East Coast has had the most schizophrenic weather. I remember, I think it was 2, if not 3 Decembers ago. It was pretty warm in December when it shouldn't have been. Like I don't know what it is with the Upper East Coast, but that shit, nah. That was about 3 winters ago. And ever since then, it's been pretty much back to normal. But now we can finally fight Tiny the Tiger. I think the voice direction here for Tiny was to really emphasize the fact that he's slow-witted. So that's why they chose to have his VA sound like that in this game. But Tiny's also like super aggressive and intimidating, and that was emphasized in the original. And they could have told the VA to, whoever the voice director is, could have easily have instructed him to try to do both. Have a nice nap, Tiny. Supercharged body slam acquired. Like I was saying about the voice performance in comparison to the original, was that even in the original, you can still know that Tiny is slow-witted because the way he talks, like the way he phrases things in his sentences, you can get that hint. Because the lines that are written here are the same written in the original. The way his original VA was clearly told to handle the performance was to focus on sounding intimidating, and with Tiny's phrasing of words, his sentence structure would be the clue into how he would be slow-witted. Uka Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystal and bring it to Big Coliseum in Rome. Like the way he doesn't, like an ordinary person who's not slow-witted, even the average person, they wouldn't feel the need to call. They wouldn't feel the need to give an adjective like that, Big Coliseum, or the phrasing of Uka Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystal. Want Tiny get crystal. That in itself tells you that he's slow with it. Just that line in of itself. They didn't have to go that extra. They didn't have to do that extra bit because the original set that precedent. It wasn't supposed to be conveyed that way. But there's a worse example in Dingo Dow, and especially the way Engine is portrayed, like I mentioned earlier, with the voice performance. Because they really overdo it with Engine, because they try to highlight the fact, like an idiosyncrasy that wasn't even there in the original games. Like they add like this quirk to him where, much like in Rio, he has this like weird way of like as he goes through a sentence, he'll have this little, I don't know, like a tick or something. Like he'll be like, "So, Crash Bandicoot, we meet again." Uka, no. What point in the line does he do that? I believe it's. Or it'll be a few modifications to my mechanics since our last encounter. Like, it's completely different. It's like they're trying to convey him as weird. As weird as fucking Embryo. But Engine's not like that, though. Whenever because it's like they're trying to capture the fact that when Engine emphasizes something in his sentence, he typically says it more aggressive. That's like, or it's just or the idiosyncrasy is that he just gets higher pitched when he's trying to exemplify something. Like in Crash 2, he'll be like, "But Dr. Cortex, to reach full power, we need not only your master crystal, but also the remaining 25 slave crystals on the surface. How do you expect to retrieve them when we don't have any earthbound operatives left?" Like the way he says it at the end there, it's emphasized because he's questioning it. And you hear like that quirk of his, because he is half machine, he's a cyborg. So you hear that robotic sound in his voice, and that's when it gets when he finishes that sentence, it gets higher, like that. That is a quirk of the character. But the quirk is that he's a robot, and his voice will change. It'll fluctuate in a certain way. And the way in the times where he does emote more, it's not. He has like this weird, like. It's not like he be tweaking like Embryo the way they portray it here in the Insane trilogy. the times where they do it there, they make him do some weird type of. They make him. I don't know the best way to explain it, but they make him do that weird like tick that Embryo has, as opposed to him sounding more aggressive. Because when he's in the first cutscene that you see him in this game, he sounds aggressive, like, "So, Crash Bandicoot, we meet again. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex want me to teach you a lesson. Well, I've made a few modifications to my mechanics since our last encounter. So back off or be deleted." Like, he's more aggressive in his tone because in the previous game he got embarrassed by Crash. And he's super loyal to Cortex and he wants to prove himself to him, let alone Uka Uka. It was portrayed like he had an axe to grind. That's why there was aggression in his tone. But instead, in the Insane Trilogy, he just sounds like a fucking weirdo. But this is where I take another break just to eat. So we are going to continue watching them SA2 cutscenes. I want to take this one back. Frames are lowering by a little bit, so I'm gonna go back so I can hear the feedback on here. I'm gonna go back so I can hear the feedback on here. Hold up. What? What is this always? Almost fucked up again. Oh, almost did it. Huh. Make sure.
ガラクタどもが
Number one. I experiencing some damn frame drops.
マリア！いつか必ずあの星に住むすべての人たちにアディオスシャドウ・ザ・ヘッジホッグ。さマリア。
God damn. That was actually fine before, you know what? I think what helped was that I did this first and then I was able to get it to run smoothly. Alright, let's try it this time.
何？まず一つか。無限のパワーを生み出す奇跡の石。あれはカオスエメラルド。なるほど、読めたぜ。俺はお前の代わりに軍から追われてるってわけだ。で、そのエメラルドどうするつもりだ？なんとか言え、この偽物野郎。カオスコントロール。なんてスピードだ。いや、スピードじゃない。カオスエメラルドを使ってワープしているのか。僕の名はシャドウ。この地上唯一にして究極の存在。今は先を急ぐ。遊びは終わりだ。シャドウだと？
こちらルージュ。エッグマンの基地を発見しました。これから潜入を開始します。とは言ったものの、まずは扉の鍵を探してこなくちゃダメみたいね。転送装置。行く先はアークって、これ50年以上も昔に封印されたスペースコロニーじゃない。こんなとこ行って何するつもりなのかしら。ま、いいわ。虎穴にいらずんば孤児を得ずってね。
ここがスペースコロニーアークか。まずはシャドウの言う中央制御室へ直行じゃ。よし。
お待ちしていましたよ、ドクター。科学史上最高の頭脳と称されたあなたの祖父、プロフェッサー・ジェラルドの遺産をご覧に入れました。人類初のスペースコロニーアーク。しかしここの研究施設から多くの恐ろしい兵器が生み出されていた事実を知る者は少ない。そしてこれはその中の一つ。星をうがつエクリプスキャノン。
星をうがつもの。これがじいさんの遺産。
ただし今は封印されています。起動するには莫大なエネルギーが必要だ。
なるほど。 そこでカオスエメラルドというわけか。
そう。7つのカオスエメラルドを集め、この最終兵器を完全に目覚めさせれば、あなたは星をも砕く力を手に入れ、そして意のままにすることができます。世界すべて
面白い。やってやるわ。こいつを使って世界を支配し、歴史に我が名を記してくれようぞ。
果たしてそんなにうまくいくかしら。やったねえ、私と取引しない？
取引じゃと？
あんた、あのでかいエメラルド盗もうとした時言ったよね。エメラルドの反応がどうのって。あんたのそのレーダー、私に貸してくれないかしら。
それでわしらに何の得があるというんじゃ。
他のカオスエメラルドにも心当たりあるの。こう見えても私、宝石専門のトレジャーハンターなんでね。
よかろう。
じゃあ取引成立ね。私の名前はルージュ・ザ・バット。ルージュでいいわ。
まさか今一度この島に戻ろうとはな。しかし軍の基地にカオスエメラルドが保管してあるという貴様の情報、確かなんじゃろうな。
まあ信じる信じないは自由ですけど。
まあよいわい。作戦の説明を始めるぞ。まずはわしが先頭に立ち、軍のやつらをかく乱しつつ、貴様らを基地内部まで誘導する。シャドウはそこから分かれて軍の兵器庫にこれを仕掛けてくるのじゃ。奴らの追撃は厄介ゆえ、島ごと爆破してこれをかわす。貴様には軍の保管庫からカオスエメラルドを盗み出してもらう。トレジャーハンターの腕前見せてもらうぞ。制限時間は30分。2度目はないぞ。心してかかるのじゃ。よし、シャドウ、ルージュ、こっから先は作戦通り。
ソニック会いたかった。無事だったのね。ソニックじゃない。あんた誰？
それはこっちのセリフじゃ。
ドクターエッグマン。
こんな時にここはわしに任せて、二人とも先に行け。観念せいエミー。
テイルス久しぶり。エミーを探せて。エッグマン、悪いことをすると僕が許さないぞ。いた！もう怒ったぞ。大眼砲発射。いた！もう少しだったのに。
わしに勝とうなどとは100年早いわ。
ドクター、こちらは準備を時間を指定してくれ。
予定外の邪魔が入った。こうなっては一刻の猶予もならん。起爆を15分後にセットじゃ。よいかルージュ。
5分あれば十分。こっちも始めるわよ。
ルージュよ、軍の連中に気づかれんうちにカオスエメラルドを集めるのじゃ。急げルージュよ、島の爆破まで時間がないぞ。何をもたもたしておる。 さっさとカオスエメラルドを持ってこんか。一体何をやっとるんじゃ。約束の時間はもうとっくに過ぎておるぞい。ルージュよ、爆破地獄までもうわずかじゃ。急げ、急ぐのじゃ。もうダメダメダメダメ、作戦失敗じゃ。
最後の最後でしくじるなんて。
警備中のフライングドッグより指令本部へ。セキュリティホールに侵入者発見。攻撃態勢に移る。
了解。
フライングドッグより指令本部へ。現在の戦況はかなり深刻です。大至急セキュリティホールの封鎖を願います。まさかフライングドッグか。
どう？私って結構強いでしょ。ごめん、こっちミスっちゃったみたい。金庫の中にカオスエメラルドごと閉じ込められたわ。こんなとこでしくじるなんてトレジャーハンター失格ね。
世話の焼ける。
あれは
あの時のハリネズミか。こんな時に
見つけたぜ、この偽物野郎。
偽物フェイクは君の方じゃないのか。いや、フェイクと呼ぶにはレベルが違いすぎるか。
言わせておけば。今度は逃がさないぜ、この偽物め。やるな貴様。一体何者なんだ。まさかここまでのやつとは。
悪いが君と遊んでいる時間はない。
That's one of the cleanest lines Shadow ever said. Like, absolute. Go back. Because this man, Koji Yusuf, god damn. He is Shadow the Hedgehog. No other V8 ass voiced his character. Kid. He sells the character. He set the precedent. And he delivered. God damn. Gotta hear this again.
ここまでのやつとは。
悪いが君と遊んでいる時間はない。
Clean.
Shadow! 何をしておる。早くせんと貴様も島ごと吹き飛んでしまうぞ。
なんだって。カオスコントロール。
シャドウはあの星が好きなんだね。
プロフェッサーは自分の研究をあそこにいる人間のためだって言ってる。科学の力でみんなを幸せにする、それが自分の生きがいだって。
シャドウ。
マリア、僕には見つからない。僕が生まれた理由、僕は何のために生まれ何をすればいいのか。いつかあの星に行けばそれが見つかるんだろうか。マリア。
And compared to every particular Jason Griffith, when he says Maria, Koji used to saying it, you can really empathize with Shadow. You really tell that he truly cared for her, like a sister.
何黄昏てんのよ。正直意外だったわ。まさかあんたが助けに来てくれるとはね。でもあんたのカオスコントロールってやつほんと便利よね。
別にお前を助けたかったわけじゃない。カオスエメラルドのためだ。
あらら、素直じゃないわね。
準備ができたぞ。
大丈夫なの？カオスエメラルドは全部合わせてもまだ6つしかないんじゃない？
デモンストレーションをする分には問題ない。さあ、パーティーを始めよう。
世界中の人間どもよ、よく聞くがいい。わしの名はドクター・エッグマン。人類史上初めて全世界の支配者となる人間じゃ。偉大なる帝国の開幕セレモニー、心して見るがいい。
Be right back while I throw this away.
何カリカリしてんのよ。いやーでもすごいわね。地上の様子調べてみたけど、そりゃもう大騒ぎよ。これで世界征服完了ってわけ？
今のままではキャノンの充填に時間がかかりすぎる。実用兵器としての性能を期待するなら7つのカオスエメラルドは絶対に必要だ。
今までどこをほっつき歩いとったんじゃ。
なんかあったの？
政府との交渉が失敗したのさ。
やだやだ、中年男のヒステリーなんて最悪。
貴様自分の役目を忘れたわけではあるまいな。カオスエメラルドの情報はどうしたんじゃい。
はーい、見つけてきました。
なぜそれを早く言わん。何ミサイル落下事件の恐怖からステーションスクエアを救った町の英雄テイルスことマイルス・パウアー君に警視総監賞。町からは感謝の印として巨大な宝石カオスエメラルドが贈られた。とにかくそうと分かれば話は早い。早速地上に降りて奴らを追跡じゃ。
だってさ、
いよいよだマリ
ア。ルージュより定時連絡。現時点ではまだこちらのシャドウが本物の究極生命体であるかどうか判断しかねます。プロジェクトシャドウについての調査は現状のまま継続。成功報酬の宝石お忘れなく。エメラルド反応発見。キツネちゃん待ってなさい。よし、近づいてきたわね。
ルージュよ、テイルスは見つかったか。
ちょっと待ってなさいよ、うるさいわね。私に任せなさい。見つけたわよ、キツネちゃん。シャドウ、目標は青い飛行機に乗って移動中。11時方向よ。
了解した。追跡を開始する。
はあ。
ドクター、彼らはまっすぐそちらに向かっている。どうぞ。
こちらでもレーダー上で確認した。探す手間が省けたわ。何のつもりか知らんが丁重にお迎えしてやるわい。えらい目にあったぜ。
やったで。行こうエミー。
このコソ泥ネズミども、生きてこう出られると思うなよ。
戻ってきてやがったのか。
ソニック。
なーに、軽く遊んでやるさ。
今日こそは貴様の命とカオスエメラルドいただかせてもらう。いでい、我がしもべよ。な。
Hold up, now I'm gonna go back real quick because it's one of my favorite cutscenes. And not for this little reason right here. Mainly because that wouldn't happen normally. You had to press the A button.
えらい目にあったぜ。
やったで。行こうエミー。
このコソ泥ネズミども、生きてこう出られると思うなよ。
戻ってきてやがったのか。
ソニック。
なーに、軽く遊んでやるさ。
今日こそは貴様の命とカオスエメラルドいただかせてもらう。いでい、我がしもべよ。なさあ行け、ソニックをひねり潰してしまえ。はっ、てりゃーさっきの衝撃で制御装置がいかれてしまったのか。このやっこたずめ。うわ
Eggman. Okie dokie. Get them frames, get back up. Okay. No. Gee whiz.
Why must you continue to be a thorn in our side?
Who? What? Where was I? Oh, Tiny was a good fellow. He hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless. Please be more reasonable with my minions next time.
That's yet another example of this version not selling the comedy as well because of their poor timing. I thought I had a damn double jump. I don't get that until after the next boss. I thought I did. That, what is the hitbox? Not a hitbox, but collision detection. Oh shit, hold it. Hang on. Sometimes I'll fucking forget that I had to do that first. Yosh. Fucking G-Hard niggas, bro. I always take my thumb off the X button whenever I get to that point. Because I'll instinctively press it for whatever reason. Especially because when you get invincibility, you don't have to spin, so the only thing I would have to worry about is just pressing X. What? That's so dumb. I was actually trying to do that in the Crash 4 demo to see if I could get extra height if I had spun at the end of the slide jump, but nope, you can't do that in that game, which is disappointing. And the original, sometimes it won't blow the damn thing up, even though it's like right under it. And I forget from the last time I played this level in this version if it will do it, so let's see. Yeah, it's just these stood up, so you got it. Of course, we're going to come back to this level later for the yellow gem. Yeah. I actually prefer the original version of the dance because he doesn't like he shifts around like that. In the original, he just does it in one position, then in another. Basically, he's fucking the air, which I would prefer. As weird as it sounds. The motorcycle doesn't have handle nearly as weird as Pora, and especially not the damn jet bike, but it's still off from the original handling. Let's see if I can get both the gem and the crystal in one run. But it's highly dependent on the position of some of the other racers when I get close to them. So I have to go out the ramp. If I bump into them. I try not to go too off-road. I try to skim the off-road part. Don't bump into him. Got it. Clutched it. I clutched that. Because I skimmed past him. I felt it bump. But it wasn't enough to bounce it back and get my speed. Tomb time. I think now is the yep.
G'day, mates. Dingodile's the name, and Uka and Cortex gave me orders to bring the crystal to them during the Ice Ages. So give me the goods and shove off, or I'll roast yous.
That's what I'm talking about, bro. Needlessly changing the fucking voice direction. As if that's an improvement. Like they're trying a different method of conveying the character's personality, but it comes off so wrong. They just don't get it right. They either make them overemphasize certain words when in the original performance the character wouldn't do it like that. And Uka, yo, that shit is so stupid. And then along with that ridiculous animation, like a bob in his head as he's saying Uka's name is so odd. I get that you wanted to add more to like the identity of the character by adding in some more animation, but your approach was trash. The end product is faulty. When I spun him, I heard the ricochet noise again, so it must have hit another enemy. Although I don't know what it was. Unless I spun away a Wumperford, I don't know. I'm tweaking. No, I'm thinking of a level in the next warp room that'll allow me to go to both paths. I think no, it's not in the next warp room. It's in the engines. Time travel area, not warp room. Good lord. It'd be warp room if this was Crash 2. Or, nah, you know, right, the Cortex one. Warp room. Yeah. What the? Hold on. I'm going too early. I'm going too early. Hold on. No, it's... No, I can't. God damn it. Yeah. What I hate in the original is that this thing is... The hitbox that fires is a lot larger than the original. In fact, that's a problem in Crash 2 for one of the enemies there that shoot the flamethrower. And one of the sewer levels. I think it was the eel deal when you come up against that enemy. Oh yeah, that's right. But the rest of them is in the purple pathway. Sometimes I forget when I can get every box and when I can't. I would have played the original version of the game, but I didn't feel like messing with the I didn't feel like messing with the little converter I have, because then I wouldn't be able to use my mic. And my audio would have been fucked. It would have been trash. So I just kept it to this version, so I had to do all that. One less thing to worry about. Alright, Midnight Run. A little more difficult. Ooh. No, see. Get my goddamn jump. Usually what I do is always do a little speed boost and then jump to ensure that I actually hit them all. But we're gonna see if I can go without doing that. See? And you have to do the speed jump. The problem is the timing. And I overshot that time. Mainly because I kept holding on to the damn button. No, oh my god. This was the original. Oh my god, why do I keep holding it? Oh, I keep holding it, but I'm inconsistent with it. Come on, bro. How are you going to hit it the second one that time? I can't even say bro. Gal. Thank you. God damn. Yosh. Took a few tries as usual in this level, but about time to take on that nigga Dingo Dog. By the way, Dingo Dog was my favorite boss character. See, that was good. That was a good one. The delivery was a bit of a deviation from the original, but nevertheless, it was good. It captures the fact that he's supposed to sound intimidating at that point. Woo, 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 woo. Of course, I like the original game's animation for a lot of this stuff. Like in the original, it actually builds up a lot more. I do like the fact that they changed up the boss a bit, into which he actually hones in on you and he can fake you up a lot more. But that delivery right there for those lines, that was poor compared to the original. And what I hate that they changed is that he doesn't do the crash dance at the end of this fight. That made this fight even better. I think why I like that in the original is because Dingodell says, "You thrashed me, mate." And Crash doing a victory dance, basically telling him to suck it. That just makes it even better. Okay. Like that. Why did should have made him do that, man? Time for Entropy's time travel area.
Haven't we gone far for a pair of passing marsupials? I am Dr. Nefarious Tropy, master of time and the creator of the very time twister machine you see before you. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade, so you won't be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it.
Entropy is the only one that had good changes with the additional animation and the new voice direction and the performance that was given by the VA. He is the only one. He is the exception. Everybody else is watered down. That damn crash is the weirdest fucking thing. That was my fault. My favorite part of this level, the dino. I don't believe so. If there were extra boxes and not on the yellow gem path. In the original, you could actually, if you're running like that as you're passing by it, the cage with the Triceratops is, he'll actually bust out. Because he activate, like, he comes out, he's programmed to come out when it detects you in front of it. So, but in this game, I don't think that changes actually. It's just a matter of, like, the program for that is just a matter of you don't get close enough to do it. I think it's because of the camera. I don't know. I think it's because of the camera. I don't think it's necessarily changing the program. Like I didn't do a double jump. Alright, good. Wait, am I done? Yeah, 12. Deep trouble. Save. I think after I fight Entropy, I'm gonna call it a stream. Cause I actually wanna go to sleep early tonight. Bitch, got too close. Shit, nah, I second guessed. Excuse me? You're running out of this space. What you mean? Some temporary photos on here, but that's below the list. I'll deal with that in a little bit. No, that shit is like lowering. First I don't even know. Fuck. probably should have waited to do that. But, and I say that way, if I get folded on my, as soon as I get all the way back here, even if I do make it unscathed, because it'll be a little bit of a while until I get to the next checkpoint after this. Whoa. I don't need it no more. All the threats have been defeated besides them wind turbines. What's up? Alright. No, enemies do not respawn, thankfully. Yes. Ooh, I don't know why I hesitated to spin there. Yeah. That's why I hate the fact that he auto resets in this version. His position. Fuck out of here. Alright, this is crucial. There we go. 10 more. Wait for him. Whoa. Give me that. And give me that. Oh, I was like trying my damnedest to get that platinum relic. Luckily I got it, but that took hella retries. Basically I had to cheat a bit because what I would do is use the bazooka and then shoot the those Molotov throwing enemies. As a matter of fact, there is a death route here. I can get the purple gem now. I just thought about that. Good thing I haven't died. I'll just remember that. Let me forget the just goddamn double jump. I really don't like how zoomed out the damn camera is. It fucks on me. And the death route is like right there, so. I did. I remember it being there. Yeah, right there. It's just obscured. Always like that. The amped up percussion for the death roots. Okay. All right. Why the cameras were goddamn zoomed up? Faggot. There's a level of intensity I just instinctively feel with this level because I tried super duper extra difficulty hard to get the platinum on this level. I succeeded, but that was quite the adrenaline boost trying to do that. Oh, jump road crash. Ordinarily, I'd just get one or the other first. Because this one I terribly don't clutch, so. Move it. I think I'll just go for the day. Yeah, I'm going for the gym first. This nigga's playing. Fuck. Fuck. Oh, God. Let's go for the damn. Let's go for the box gym first. Got it! Oh shit! Shit! I don't even know if I missed two or not. Well, I got one more. I think it's The last one's right there. Okay. Crash, don't worry about it. I mean, I want to race with me. Let's see the gym. And that's the reward we need to get anyway. Alright, this time let's go for the gold. Or the purple, I guess. God damn, move, bro. Quit quiet, look at the final stretch. And you wanna be a fuck. Come on, clutch it, clutch it, clutch it, come on. Clutch that shit like the last time. Let go. Fuck. I'm so glad they gave you option to restart. Alright, bub. Let's try that again. Oof. Oof. Okay, there's a part to that, to the margin, that is still smooth enough for you not to slow down. Yosh. Okie dokie. All right. Something to note about a change in the cutscenes because they had an update for the game a while back. Before the cutscenes didn't have lighting coming in at the angle that it was hitting Cortex and Uka Uka. Originally, it was just there was no light. There just was no lighting there, so it was a lot darker in the void. And the only time that we noticed it like it was originally for all the cutscenes in this version was with Dingle Dial, and I think Entropy as well. But the other Entropy and Dingle Dial are the only ones that didn't have lighting. Today I didn't get all through. Bonus. It's time for entropy. And then we shall finish this session. Okay. Now that's where the V slacks here. He's supposed to sound agitated. I was gonna slide to him just to ensure that I fuck. This tornado spin quiet. You have to back up. Okay, that is enough for today. We'll pick this back up tomorrow evening, because the following day will be the release of Crash 4, so I'll finish things up then. But I'm not going to end the stream just yet, because I actually want to we're going to go ahead and watch the original cutscenes. The superior way to indulge in the story. So let's go ahead and switch that. Go here. Open here. I will mute myself.
Crash! Coco! Store the pretty crystals! Evil has... Free at last. Uka is free. No, it cannot be. Evil, great evil has come. None have dared to fail to break Uka Uka even once. But you, Cortex, you have failed me twice.
Great Uka Uka, it was that infernal Bandicoot.
From deep inside my temple prison, I sent you simple instructions to follow. But you lost the gems, you lost the crystals, and I have lost my patience. There is now no other power source left on this planet.
I know we've had a few unfortunate setbacks.
And failed! But since your bumbling has managed to set me free, I am feeling generous. There is still a way for us to amass the power needed to enslave this miserable planet. And this time the great Uka Uka will make sure that you do it right! After many eons, my evil twin, Uka Uka, has been freed from his underground prison. Long ago, I locked him there to protect the world from his malice. Now, free once again, he must be stopped. Children, Uka Uka and Cortex plan to use this time-twisting machine to gather crystals that lay scattered across time. I have brought you here to recover the crystals before they do so. To open the time portal, simply stand on a button and then jump into the portal. Good luck.
Within those first 2 minutes and a half and some change, we'll get some great performances. And great pacing in scenes and whatnot. It's just too good. And if I was going for Uka Uka, Clancy Brown did too good of a job. Too good. I don't know who his VA is in the Insane Trilogy, but he don't hit it. And that's more, and I'm pretty sure there's more to do with voice direction than the actual actor. Cause and I really believe that, because Lex Lang has been the voice of Cortex since Twin Sanity, and he's been great as Cortex in every game up until this game. He does a decent job, but it's like he could do a lot better, and I know that because of his previous performances as Cortex. It's just that the voice direction in this game is lacking. But let's continue. And here, this one, I'd like to say that Clancy Brown gave a better performance, because at that time, the way that they were portraying Cortex was to be not a super comical villain, though. It wasn't until Twin Sanity when they really played that up even more. Like, he can be there are moments where like you laugh at Cortex, but he is supposed to be a genuine menace, and he is, because he's capable of being that. But Clancy Brown does it better than Lex Lane, because again, that's how he was portrayed early on. Rather, Cortex showed signs of what the character would evolve into, which is more comical than menacing. Which is a fine direction for the character, because even here you don't take him that seriously, especially scenes where you see him groveling to Uka Uka. Whereas in 1 and 2, you can take him serious as a threat because you believe that it was him at the helm of all of his operations. And then in this game, we find out that he answers to someone.
Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh, look, I have a mask helping me, too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough.
Like there's a level of threat with the voice that Clancy Brown gives him and his performance, you know. Oh look, even when he sounds, how should I say, like he's being lighthearted in what he's saying. Crash, crash, crash. Why must you always muck in my mud? Oh look, I have a mask helping me too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough. I could have did a better, like my impression of Cortex is actually a lot better than that, but I was just trying to give the same delivery. But that part right there, it comes from that lighthearted, deceiving tone. Oh look, I have a mask helping me too. We will find out which one is more powerful soon enough. It quickly shifts into a threatening tone, an ominous threatening tone.
Crash, Coco, you forgot to bring the crystal out of that level. Quickly, go back in and get it. Cortex's minions are searching for it as we speak. Crash, Coco, you are not listening to me. Find the crystals that look like this before Dr. Cortex enslaves us all. Crash, Coco, if you have already retrieved a levels crystal, then you will find a floating clock when you enter for the second time. This floating clock activates time trial mode. Grab it and the clock will start ticking. Race for the end to get the best time. But beware, some elements will change.
Now, while Aku Aku's new VA here, who's been, I said this earlier, his VA for this game, he's been around since Crash of the Titans. He does a good job as Aku Aku, but, you know, something about his original VA that just sticks. But his new VA's performance isn't bad here.
Uka Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to Big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for Tiny or Crash get crushed!
See that right there. Let's sink that in. Let's sink that one in. Because the boss characters is where the real problem lies in the new version of the cutscenes.
Uka Uka and Cortex want Tiny get crystals and bring them to Big Colosseum in Rome. Crash! Leave them for Tiny or Crash get crushed!
See that right there. That right there is intimidating. And that's clearly what he's supposed to come off as whenever he speaks. At least to his enemies. And not only that, the voice itself that his actor gives is just so... And it doesn't sound like it was altered in any way, so that adds to it. Not to say that's the case here in the remaster, but the remaster just has them doing a lot more lulls in between the lines, which it detracts from the original vision of the original cutscenes. There's a proper amount of time with the dead air that is present here, like the lulls here are. It's about a split second. Whereas here is at least a whole second.
Crash! Coco! Store the pretty crystals! Tiny take them back in Gladiator Arena!
And with his manner of speech, it's easily conveyed that he is slow-witted. You don't need him to talk slower because that goes against what the original vision was for the character based off these cutscenes. They didn't have to do that. They didn't have to slow his speech to convey that. It was enough for his sentence structure to be that of a slow-witted person. Stole the pretty crystals. Like that in itself. Stole the pretty. Well, you stole the pretty crystals. Like that's something that, you know, a slow-witted person would. Like he focuses on the fact that they're. Like the way that he describes them is pretty, you know, in a typical like slow-witted character. Like, ooh, shiny thing. Somebody, you know, some shit like that. Focus on something like superficial about it in order to identify it. And you can compare that to the other characters, and Dingo Dao, probably average intelligence, and as the behavior of the average individual. Entropy, Engine, and Cortex, higher intellect, definitely. Entropy has a more eloquent manner of speech, and that's conveyed probably in both versions of the game. Sentence structure is that of a person with a higher intellect. So it's easy to identify the characters when along, like, not only the way the dialogue is written, but also the voice performance and the voice direction. So, and not to mention Tiny's original VA gave a more intimidating performance for the character. I legitimately believe that, like, this nigga Tiny would love to rip my head off.
Well done, children. By defeating Tiny, you have unlocked the gate to the next time travel area. Go back to the center of this time twister and save your progress if you wish. From there, you will see that the gate to the second time travel area is now open.
Why must you continue to be a thorn in our side? What? Where was I? Tiny was a good fellow. He hated everyone and everything, but a good heart nonetheless. Please be more reasonable with my minions next time.
Much better timing. Much better timing.
Good day, mates. Dingo Dial's the name, and Uka Uka and Cortex gave me orders to bring the crystals to them during the Ice Ages. So give me the goods and shove off, or I'll roast yous.
And that performance there is just like, because Dingo Dial talks a lot faster, and the way he talks is like very matter of fact. Like he just tells you straight up. The other characters take that time when they talk, but Dingo Dial specifically talks a lot faster and gets to the point.
Right, now you've gone and done it. Them crystals are mine. Break out the butter. We're gonna make toast. You thrashed me, mate. No worries, but you'll soon be up against much worse.
Well, haven't we gotten far for a pair of fuzzy marsupials? I am Dr. Nefarious Tropy, master of time and creator of the very time twister machine you see before you. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have sent me to end this little charade, so you won't be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it.
And the way that ending line there, the way he delivered it, it's a lot better than the way he does it here in the Insane Trilogy. In the Insane Trilogy, he says it with aggression. I swear it. What it's here is it's just a matter of fact type of deal. You want to be leaving my area with the crystals. I swear it.
So, you pesky little rats aren't going to back off, eh? Just to continue to gather crystals and see what I do.
Like it's fucking great. Like, just that matter of fact. Whereas in the Insane Trilogy, he emphasizes that part. Like, overemphasizes it, rather.
Well, you've crashed a few parties before, but I never expected you to make it this far. If you don't turn back, I will inflict 1,000 years of suffering on you and the entire universe!
Clancy Brown's Uka Uka is too good. And not to mention, he didn't need no artificial audio altering to they didn't need to artificially change his voice to sound demonic like they do in Insane Trilogy. It's fucking noticeable. Here's just him giving a deep voice and a bit of like I don't know how to describe the extra bit to his voice, but it just like the way he goes for a demonic mask spirit. It's a great little interpretation of how that type of a character would sound, and it sounds intimidating.
You little vermin are way too stupid to understand what you're getting yourselves into. This time you've done it.
That right there, way better than what it was here in Insane Trilogy. This time, not only was it still that matter of fact type of delivery, but the aggression that nigga was hold up.
Now you're on my time, you little skunk! Give me the crystals!
You insolent, insignificant morons! By defeating entropy, you have placed us all in grave risk! Crash Coco, you must realize that this time twister machine is very delicate. Without Dr. Entropy's constant care and control, who knows what it will do?
Watch the rest of that tomorrow. Just for comparison's sake. But I think I will call it a stream there. So I shall return with the rest of the game tomorrow afternoon.